Does the amount of acceptance of athletes kneeling during the playing of our national anthem before sporting events now change due to the current protests that are taking place around the United States regarding police brutality in this country? On Friday, August 26th of 2016, during a preseason NFL game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers, an NFL cameraman noticed in the background on the Niners bench that quarterback Colin Kaepernick was sitting down during the playing of our national anthem. As the cameraman zoomed in on Kaepernick, the commentators began to check their records to see if he was injured or sitting out of this game due to the coach's decision. It was after the game, when Kaepernick was on the podium, that he explained to the press as well as to the viewers that were watching that he was not sitting on the bench due to either of those reasons. He responded by saying that he was sitting on the bench in protest of police brutality, systematic oppression, and racial injustice that is taking place around the United States, and chose to use this means as a way of bringing awareness to the issue. The following week, he kneeled during the playing of our national anthem and was joined by his fellow teammate, safety Eric Reed. The two continued to kneel each game of the entire 2016 NFL regular season. Over the next 17 weeks after Colin first knelt, we witnessed football players as well as athletes from other sports participate in this movement. The protest then vertically moved from professional athlete down to collegiate athletes and finally down to high school athletes. There has been an ongoing debate on whether the majority of outcomes of that protest were positive or negative. I believe that the determination of the effectiveness of these protests depends on who you ask. The way that American athletes unified and supported this movement and participated in the kneeling can be viewed as positive. The awareness of police brutality to the public was good. The retraining of current police men and women regarding what was procedure and what was not was a move in the right direction. Also, police officers are now required to wear body cams for both the protection of themselves and the people that they arrest. Now, on the other hand, there were also some negative outcomes. There was a pure division of Americans on the appropriateness of the kneeling during the national anthem as a way of symbolizing this movement. Many Americans, including President Trump, looked at kneeling during the playing of our national anthem as disrespecting the American flag. Some of the high school students who participated in kneeling were suspended and even expelled from their schools. Good policemen were now being grouped with the corrupt policemen, and it even made it harder for them to do their job with the public, sometimes being more difficult and cautious around the police due to this broken relationship between the two. And as for Colin Kaepernick, he was released by the Niners after they decided not to pick up his fifth-year option on his contract, and later it was proven in court that he was not picked up by another NFL team because of the protest that he started. Fortunate for Kaepernick, he won a settlement from the NFL because of the owners trying to keep him out of the league, but unfortunately, he has not been signed by an NFL team since this occurred. He will probably not play another down in the NFL as a player. 4 years later, in 2020, we have a heightened awareness of police brutality due to videos posted for the public to witness unarmed citizens being detained with excessive force or sometimes even losing their lives. We have seen some positive protesting by the peaceful citizens, with government officials and policemen out in support with the general public at some of these rallies. But on the other hand, we have seen violent protesting, looting, and murder from the current movements that are taking place, which is horrifying to watch on television and on social media. The current pandemic does make it difficult to answer the question about if professional athletes will kneel once again when sports begin to resume as COVID numbers continue to decline. A peaceful vehicle that continues to deliver the message of awareness of police brutality and the need for change is what is needed. We'll have to see if kneeling during the national anthem continues to be the preferred choice of protesters around our country.